America the Great, the Mecca of capitalism, the place where the roads are paved with gold and fortunes are made. The promise of prosperity brought millions to the shores of the US. The American dream was sold far and wide, and it said that success would be rewarded, that pursuing your personal desires and happiness wasn't selfish or wrong. It was the very basis of a flourishing nation. Oh, how the tide has turned. In scenes that would send shivers down the spines of the founding fathers, the US is turning red. No, not Republican red. Even worse, Russian red.
To take from one because it is thought that his own industry and that of his fathers has acquired too much, in order to spare to others who, or whose fathers have not exercised equal industry and skill, is to violate arbitrarily the first principle of association, the guarantee to every one of a free exercise of his industry and the fruits acquired by it.
I want these billionaires to stop being freeloaders.
Billionaires exercise enormous power.
All your assets, wherever located, and we're going to keep counting. And you're going to have to pay.
We're going to fight for a wealth tax, and we're going to demand that we end the absurdity.
For those who are banking, pun intended, on the longevity of the American dream, it's a bit of a bummer. Take multi-billionaire Microsoft founder Bill Gates, who turned the dream into a reality. He's a bit bruised after his recent fall from grace. Why? Well, he had the audacity to talk about keeping his hard-earned money in his pocket.
If I'd had to pay $20 billion, it's fine. But you know, when you say I should pay $100 billion, okay, then I'm starting to do a little math about what I have left over. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so he said he was joking, but it's not 1776 anymore, and for those who are riding the red wave, it was just too little, too late. How dare this greedy capitalist seek to enrich himself while his fellow comrades starve on the streets? I say, send the enemy of the people to the gulag.
If you worked very, very hard and earned $5,000 a day and worked every day, 7 days a week, 365 days, from the day Christopher Columbus landed in the New World, you would still not have $1 billion. Nobody earns $1 billion.
Wish I was that rich to complain about paying taxes and make headlines and trend on Twitter so that my voice is heard. But God forbid, if you're middle class or lower class, you don't get heard.
Billionaires shouldn't exist.
Donald Trump seems to have buried his head in the sand.
We believe in the American dream, not in the socialist nightmare.
But it's getting harder to deny that the word that used to be dirty, unutterable, or at best marginalized has gone mainstream. Socialism is having a renaissance, or rather, capitalism is having a very bad day. Movements like Occupy, which just 8 years ago was a bunch of annoying people blocking up the roads, have gone global and become international talking points. And politicians like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have tapped into the anger and disillusionment of those people who have just grown tired of those greedy capitalists. It also turns out their campaigns for radical progressive reform run pretty cheap, because all they had to do was update some familiar imagery. And what used to be shown on American TV screens as a warning against a dangerous ideology has become the touchstone of many a campaign speech.
America is many things to many people, and it's the tycoons in Wall Street. You boys ought to try a little taste of Doctorism's formula. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
The 99% might be happy, but the 1% is feeling lost at sea with the changing tide. Some, like Gates, resort to nervous humour. Others have decided to throw their hat into the presidential ring to try and protect themselves from within. But for those who aren't blessed with the gift of sharp wit or the belief they can wrangle a 4-year stay at the big White House, there's really nothing left to do but cry.
The idea of vilifying wealthy people is so bogus.
People can not only see the emotion on your face, but hear it in your voice when you talk about this, Lee. Why?
I care. That's it.
Our time has come again, comrades. Open the mausoleum and raise our leader. We've got some meddling to do.